Hey, so this is a trial run for my full moon circles, and this one is for the full moon in Libra, which is April 20, April the 12th to the 13th, 2025. So, taking a look at what's been happening with the planets lately. Now, Venus has been in retrograde since the beginning of March, and she moved back into Pisces on the 27th of March. So we've gone from feeling this headstrong and passionate, leading with our hearts, and examining ego wounds in relationship dynamics, which was Aries, to stirring our sensitive emotions, allowing us to feel deeply what is in the depths of our hearts with Pisces. And we might have been getting more of a sense of what is truly important to us and how we might really feel. In this phase of Venus retrograde in Pisces, we also needed to be aware of taking on other people's energy as our own. And then we had the eclipse weekend. Saturday the 29th brought us the new moon and solar eclipse to begin to close out this eclipse season. However, learnings from this time won't have become completely clear until Venus makes her way out of retrograde tomorrow on the 13th of April. And Mercury travelled backwards into Pisces just hours before Neptune moved forwards into Aries. And Neptune in Aries occurred on this Sunday. So you might have felt something new arrive for you around this time. There might have been a drive forwards, some clarity over what's coming in for you. Dreams that once seemed distant suddenly felt achievable. We might have noticed a desire for a change in career, a change of personal habits, or a relocation, a feeling of more space to breathe. There was this sense of not needing to do anything straight away, but to notice what you're being guided towards and start to make plans, and to gently let go of anything that doesn't serve you in this new reality. On April the 3rd, the moon aligned with Jupiter, bringing us a sense of hope before she moved into Cancer, making us feel more homely. With Venus and the North Node meeting in Pisces on this day, there was the opportunity for some strong karmic clearing to occur. We might have experienced some barriers breaking around our hearts. And then we had the April the 4th portal, which is not so much about astrology as collective consciousness. This day might have felt like a turning point for many. Something just around the corner. What once felt out of reach might be closer than you think. Then on Saturday the 5th, we had a Venus trine with Mars, and this energy brought us passion, pleasure, confidence, and bold action. We might have experienced sudden chemistry, attractions, a strong pull to connect with those who matter most. With Venus being in retrograde, there was more depth to this energy. We might have rediscovered feelings and desires that have been quietly lingering, or felt drawn to someone who already holds a place in our hearts. A familiar connection could have felt brand new again. If there was something unresolved, clarity may have arrived. There was a sense of being able to ask for what we needed with ease and calling in something real. How are you including your heart in your commitments? And then on Monday the 7th, Mercury stationed direct in Pisces. Here we were invited to pay attention to messages that were sent our way today, particularly if they linked to the first blood moon eclipse, as Mercury went retrograde shortly after this point. We might have received a light bulb moment, a big aha, a strong realization about something. And on that day we also had Venus conjunct with Saturn. Venus, god of love, goddess of love, meant Saturn, lord of karma, just as Mercury retrograde ended. We were being shown exactly where our heart had been chasing fantasy, or where something real is ready to grow. We might have noticed a sense of deep karmic cleaning, boundary setting, and a sense of uncomfortable relationship dynamics being challenged. This could have been time to heal relationship patterns for good. Mercury brought the truth. Venus and Saturn delivered the final lesson. If you've been caught in a cycle of almost mixed signals or emotional breadcrumbing, this could have been your wake-up call. Was there a point where something became more solid, deeper? Or did someone reappear just as you were ready to let go? If you've been clinging to a connection that lacks depth, it will feel heavier. Don't fall back into the dream. Look at the reality. Yet, if what you've been building is rooted in care, presence and honesty, there's reward. A sense of harmony, structure and deeper devotion. With the possibility of lasting love. Here there was this feeling of choosing the version of you who stops settling. Choose the life where love feels safe, reciprocal and solid from the ground up. And with Venus turning direct, tomorrow we'll get to revisit this energy again on April the 25th. And between now and then we may find a flow of karmic rewards, cosmic repayment for all the love and kindness we've freely given to others when it wasn't reciprocated. So there's been a sense of a big thank you from the universe. So if you've been aware of this, know that it's likely to continue until the 25th. Don't dismiss the little things. You might experience unexpected but welcome news, a revelation that changes the direction of something you'd almost given up on, or some kind of divine timing that opens a door for you. So there's an opportunity here to reflect on what's been moving for you in the last couple of weeks. What themes might you have noticed playing out during the Venus retrograde? Have any themes begun to emerge yet from this eclipse season? Did something big come in for you with Neptune moving into Aries? Or anything else? And normally in my circles, this is a point where we get to share. Yes. So maybe there's an opportunity to journal on this, and you're welcome to pause if you have lots to say at this point. Yeah. Noticing what you're celebrating. And so, in this next section, I'll be talking about the current planetary alignments, and then we'll move into a short guided meditation before I invite you to journal on some wild voice inquiries. I'll give you a maximum of 4 minutes for each inquiry, but as there's no one actually here in the space, I may do less. So if you've got lots to say, then you're very welcome to pause this. So there will be 7 statements to reflect on when we get to that point, and they're based on the current astrological themes. So you're welcome to get comfy and have a notepad and pen to hand, or whatever it is you choose to make notes on. So the full moon peaks at 1:22 a.m. on Sunday morning. So if you're watching this before that time, we're in the energy of it already, and know that more may come in. Now, Chiron is active under this full moon, helping to enhance the healing energies that this moon brings in for us. Chiron represents the wounds that cut too deep to ever really leave us, and instead we are called to honour those wounds and recognise how they can support us with our life purpose. Not to fix, but to accept these wounds as portals to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our life journey. Perhaps your wounds have made you more compassionate, more intuitive. Or perhaps you're only just beginning to discover the power and potential your wounds have in leading you to the next chapter of your journey. There's a reminder here from the Libra full moon to see the beauty in all that we've been through. Venus stations in Pisces maybe an hour after the moon peaks here in the UK. In her retrograde, she's been working on the inner stirrings of our hearts. We may have witnessed shadows at play around our relationships and the giving and receiving of love in our lives. We may feel called to break cycles that we keep playing out with those closest to us, to question patterns that show up, or to end relationships. We've also been guided to practice more self-love and to listen to our inner voice with more compassion. We're likely to feel Venus's lessons coming in more strongly with Venus stationing, and may now be able to see the healing work that has taken place. Mars is also squaring this moon, bringing childhood wounds to the surface for us to examine with compassion. If anything gets churned up during this phase, it will be helpful to take a long look at what's happening underneath, as it may require some loving attention in order to be healed. And Pluto is involved here too, emphasising the impact of unconscious desires and needs. Power struggles and trust issues could be exposed, bringing us more healing insights when we examine them. Saturn brings a sobering influence to the mix, getting us to take a look at finances and relationships. Are our relationships rooted in reality and what's actually possible? Or is there a dream we need to wake up from? And if deep fear shows it up here, we might feel very unwilling to take risks. If we're brave, we could see the end of some karmic cycles. And Uranus is also supporting us with this. We're going through a period of breaking down old, worn-out structures so that we can break through into something new. However, it can be uncomfortable when we're in the middle of it all. We're being called to trust and surrender, to release what is clearly not working and make space for the new to arrive. What seems to be unfolding naturally without being forced. What feels effortless and full of joy. Follow the path of least resistance. And finally, Jupiter is also at play here, supporting our ability to learn from and gain deeper understanding of why we attract or are drawn to certain relationships and experiences. There's a sense of this moon being a turning point, with forward momentum or greater clarity for what lies ahead. And now the invitation is to drop into a short guided meditation where you get to drop into connection with your wild voice, the part of you that was never tamed, never conditioned, and learn what your wild voice has to say around the themes of this full moon. So, as I said before, there are 7 statements I'll be inviting you to journal on. And I invite you to take like 4 minutes for each one, but I'll probably only give you 2 in this recording. We'll see how it goes. It's the first time I've done this bit. So, allowing your thoughts to drop away as you fall gently and slowly down from your mind, through your throat and into your body below. Sinking your focus down through your heart space, through your abdomen, through your pelvis, your tailbone, through your legs, through your feet, and down into the floor below. Running your roots down through the bricks and rubble, through the mulch, weaving their way through rocks and gemstones, down through ancient civilizations and deep down into the core of the earth. Taking a soft breath here as you notice where you find yourself. And notice how you can ask Mother Earth to receive anything that no longer serves you as you rest here beneath the busyness of the world above. And taking a moment now to appreciate all the joy that life brings you here in this moment of calm and rest. And now, inviting connection with the above, drawing down a cord of golden light from a point above you, allowing this cord to flow through your crown and down through your throat into your heart space, filling your heart with soft, warm and gentle light, allowing this light to guide you to where the very core of you resides today. Perhaps it's in your heart space. Perhaps it's in your pelvic bowl. Perhaps it's somewhere else entirely. And in a moment, not yet, but in a moment, I'm going to invite you to gather up this essence of you and send it through your body, down your arm and into your pen as you begin to write. This is my wild voice, and this is what I know about healing. This is my wild voice, and this is what I know about healing. and inviting you to pause this recording until you've completed what you need to write. And then returning that essence of you into your pen as you begin to write. This is my wild voice, and this is how I guide others with their healing. This is my wild voice, and this is how I guide others with their healing. And drawing that line to a close if that feels complete, or pressing pause if there's more to come. As you bring that essence of yourself to the next line. This is my wild voice, and this is the power contained within my wounding. This is my wild voice, and this is the power contained within my wounding. And drawing that line to a close if that feels complete, or pressing pause if there's more to say. And gathering that essence of you back into your body, down your arm and onto the page as you begin to write. This is my wild voice, and this is how I show up for myself. This is my wild voice, and this is how I show up for myself. and drawing that line gently to a close, or pausing if you have more to say. As we bring our focus back to the next line. This is my wild voice, and this is how I show up for those I love. This is my wild voice, and this is how I show up for those I love. And drawing that line to a close, or pressing pause if there's more to say. As we bring our attention to the penultimate line. This is my wild voice, and this is how I sabotage. This is my wild voice, and this is how I sabotage. And drawing that line gently to a close, or pressing pause if you've got more to say. As we bring our attention back to the essence of you, drawing that energy out, down your arm, into your pen, as you write, this is my wild voice, and this is what I choose to release. This is my wild voice, and this is what I choose to release. drawing that line gently to a close. The invitation now is to take a look back over what you've written and see if there's anything that you wish to highlight, to remember, to document more clearly in some way. And again, if you need to pause while you do this, then you're very welcome to. And now, to complete a full moon circle, then the final piece is in that sharing in some way what it is you're releasing. Now, you may have come up with paragraphs, sentences in that last statement. It may be that there's something else entirely that you're actually dedicating to yourself to release at this time. So the invitation is to just summarize in like a short sentence, something you can send out to the universe to ask to be cleared. And so giving you a moment to tune in to what that might be. And if you come to my in-person circles, this would be where we would write this on a scrap of paper and then burn it, being witnessed by others. So I invite you to find the right ritual that works for you at this time. And to close the space today, I invite you to draw back your roots in to their more natural resting place in your body. Inviting the golden cord of light from above to fade. Closing the crown to its normal level. Inviting any shields that might have come off in this space today to join you once again as you leave this space. And gathering any feelings of love, peace, healing, joy, other positive vibes you might have gathered during our time together that you wish to send out into the world. And perhaps releasing those. See if with our intention we can make the world a better place.